Welcome back to Integrity Flow Yoga. I'm Meg, and today is day 8, the final practice in the Beginner's Flow series. If you're not already seated on your mat, go ahead and come down into a comfortable position. And I'll invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. As we begin today, take a moment to notice where you are here in your space and on your mat. Not someone arriving to become something more, but as you already are. In yoga, there's a Sanskrit word, Purna, which means complete or whole. Today's practice isn't about fixing or perfecting. It's about remembering that nothing is missing. Today, as we move, let the breath and shape be a reflection of wholeness, meeting yourself exactly where you are and honoring the fullness of this moment. Let's take a deep inhale together and a long exhale. Go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to begin today lifting our arms up over our head, pressing our palms together, bringing them down to our heart space, and bowing our head to our hands. We're going to use our breath as we do this. So on an inhale, we're going to lift our arms up over our head, palms together. And on an exhale, bring your palms down to your heart space, bow your head to your hands, getting a good stretch in the back of your neck. Let's do that again. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, palms down at your heart. Bow your head to your hands. Again, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Bow your head. Again, inhale. Exhale and bow. Again, inhale. Exhale and bow. One more time. Inhale. Exhale and bow. Okay, go ahead and release. And if you have a blanket or a towel underneath you, set that to the side. And we're going to meet in tabletop position. All right, we're going to go ahead and do some cat-cow. So drop your belly, open your chest. And on an exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Go ahead and do that with your own breath cycle, making sure you're pressing your hands into the mat. Drop your belly on an inhale. On an exhale, round your spine. Do one more. And then come back to a neutral spine. Extend your right leg out, pressing your toes into the mat, and we're going to shift forward and backward, getting a good stretch in the fascia of the foot and the calf, remembering to breathe. And then come to stillness and drag your right toes over to the left side of your mat, looking past your left shoulder, getting a good stretch in that right side body. Remembering to breathe. And then release the right knee back, extending the left leg out, toes on the mat, shifting forward and backward, and getting a good stretch on the back of the left leg. Making sure you're not crunching your shoulders up near your ears, but giving yourself plenty of space by pressing your hands into the mat. All right, now take those left toes over to the right side of the mat, looking past your right shoulder and feeling a nice stretch. Continue to breathe. And then release your left knee back down into that tabletop position. Now we're going to extend our hands out a little bit in front of us. On an inhale, we're going to stay here. And then on an exhale, we're going to peel up to downward facing dog. Now on another inhale, we're going to drop our knees back down, pressing our feet into the mat. And on an exhale, we're going to sit back down into child's pose. So sit back on your heels. Now inhale back up to tabletop, curl your toes under, and exhale to downward facing dog. This is a dynamic movement. Inhale down to your knees, sitting back on your heels, child's pose. Inhale up to tabletop, and exhale downward facing dog. Inhale down to your knees, and exhale child's pose. Now do a couple more on your own. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, child's pose. Inhale, exhale, downward dog. Inhale, exhale, child's pose. One more time. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's stay here in downward facing dog. Taking a deep inhale through the nose and a long exhale through the mouth. One more time. Deep inhale through the nose and a long exhale through the mouth. Now bend your knees and make your way to the top of the mat with your feet hip width apart, allowing the weight of your head to hang over and finding any gentle movements that feel good to you. Maybe rocking back and forth on your feet or swaying from side to side with your hands or clasping your hands, opposite hand with opposite elbow, shaking your head yes or no. Now we're going to press firmly into the mat with our feet, and we're going to slowly roll all the way up to standing in Tadasana, rolling our shoulders up and back. Now let's do some shoulder rolls. Forward, up and back. Remembering to breathe, getting some good movement in those shoulders. And then when you're ready, go ahead and reverse that circle. Making sure head over heart, heart over pelvis. And then release your hands down comfortably at your side. On our next inhale, we're going to lift our arms, hands reach towards the sky in that volcano pose. Making sure to drop your shoulders down. Inhale, look up. And on an exhale, forward fold. Hands all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift to flat back position. Exhale, folding forward with your hands on the mat. Plant your hands on the mat and step your feet back into plank or half plank. Inhale and exhale, hips up high and back, downward facing dog. Now we're going to do some circles with our leg, either lifting your leg in downward dog, bending your knee, and doing circles in downward dog, Or as an option, you can come back down to tabletop position, lift your knee up with your toes pointing towards the ceiling and rotating, doing circles one way and the other in this tabletop position. All right, lift your right leg up, bend your knee, begin to do circles one way, making sure to breathe, and then reverse your circle, trying to press evenly into your hands. All right, we're going to step that right foot up into a lunge, pivot on that back left foot, and we're going to rise up with our arms reaching towards the sky, keeping a bend in that front knee into that warrior one position. Making sure to press into both feet evenly and breathing. Now on an exhale, we're going to open up to the left side of our mat, bringing our arms down parallel to the mat, looking past your right fingers, sinking into that front leg, into that lunge, but also pressing firmly into that back foot. Now you're going to flip your palm up, the front palm up. You're going to drop that left hand arm down to your left leg, and you're going to bring your right arm up and over, getting a nice side stretch in the right side of your body to peaceful warrior. Inhale. And on an exhale, we're going to cartwheel it all the way back down to our lunge, stepping the right foot back. Inhale. And on an exhale, lower all the way down to your belly, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, curl your toes under. Exhale, press up to plank. Inhale, hips up high and back, downward facing dog. Nice job. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So either in the downward dog position or tabletop position, go ahead and lift your right leg up, bending your knee, and begin to do circles one way and then the other. Step that left foot up into a lunge, pivot on your right foot, and lift all the way up, arms up over your head, hands lifting up toward the sky, warrior one. Shining your chest towards the sky, making sure your shoulders are relaxed. Inhale. And on an exhale, open up to the right side of your mat, bringing your arms down parallel to the mat into warrior two, making sure to sink deep into that left knee, looking past those left fingers. Now drop your right hand down to your leg, flipping your left palm up and lifting your arm up and over to the right side into that peaceful warrior. Shining your heart up towards the sky. And on an exhale, cartwheeling it all the way down to the mat, planting your hands, stepping your left foot back into that plank position. Inhale. Exhaling all the way down to your belly. On an inhale, press up to cobra. On an exhale, release. Inhale, and then exhale up to plank. Inhale, and exhale, hips up high and back, downward facing dog. Nice job. Let's take one deep inhale. And on an exhale, we're going to descend our knees all the way down to the mat. We're going to sit back on our heels, dragging our hands all the way back behind us, near our feet, into a child's pose. Roll all the way up. We're going to swing our legs to one side, coming through to a seat and extending our legs out in front of us. Clasping our hands together into that steeple grip and lowering all the way down to our back slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Now hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug, rock back and forth. Remembering that this practice isn't about being perfect or fixing anything, but honoring where you are today. All right, let's go ahead and extend the legs out, bringing that right knee in, hugging that right knee into your chest, making sure that your hands are below the knee on the top part of your shin, and breathing. Now switch, bringing that left knee in towards your chest and extending the right leg out. Feeling that good stretch. Now we're going to pick up the pace a little bit and we're going to go back and forth. So inhale, bringing that right knee in, and then switching to the left leg, bringing the left knee in and back and forth. Now, if you want a little bit more core engagement, you can lift up, drawing your nose toward your knees and just going back and forth this way. But staying all the way lowered is fine too. All right, one more on each side. And then bringing both knees into your chest again. Now open your arms up to cactus arms and allow your knees to fall to the right side, turning onto your left ear. And feeling that good stretch in your right side body, in your left side body. Bring your knees back to center, dropping them over to the left side, turning onto your right ear. In this nice supine twist. Okay, bring your legs back to center. Place your hands on your belly and begin to windshield wiper your legs, your knees from one side to the other until eventually your legs are extended out long. And now we'll place our arms by our side with our palms face up, closing our eyes and preparing for Shavasana. Allow the body to rest fully into the mat. Nothing to do, nothing to achieve. Let the breath move naturally. Sense the quiet truth of this moment. You are complete. Every experience you've had in this practice, every moment of effort, ease, learning, or pause belongs to the whole. Rest in this feeling of Purna, complete, enough, just as you are. As this series comes to a close, may you carry this sense of wholeness with you, on and off the mat, exactly as you are. Go ahead and turn on to one side, pressing yourself up into a seated position. Thank you for joining me in this Beginner's Flow series. Let's place our hands together at our heart space, up to our third eye, and we bow. Namaste.